Today, from Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Denver Broncos.
Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020. Today it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Again, everyone, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And last week's win was indicative of how good this team can be. It was a complete performance.
It's 3-0 versus 2-1, a good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
They'll start with the option. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive, 17 yards and a first down. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. You look at this Raiders defense, and this unit very tough to throw against, currently second best in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down. A throw over the middle, taken in. 3rd catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 23 yards, the final tally.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Here's Jacobs. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Jacobs going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. Looking to cash in on this opening drive. Here's 3rd and goal. Marvin Mims, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are on the board first here in Vegas. The extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. And he elects not to bring this one out as his guys will take over at the 25. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the one being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Oh, look at the juke. A look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Gabriel Davis, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He connected on all 5 of his throws on that opening drive and finished it with a touchdown pass as they begin here 1st and 10. A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Jacobs going to try the middle. And shedding a man at the 40. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And they get 17 more on that one and another first down. And they'll go with a and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A field goal try forthcoming now for the Broncos. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive, but some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive lineman. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throw out wide is incomplete.
Well, they certainly knew their challenge as this series began, and they got to stop on play number 1. Goal now, get 2 more stops and limit the damage to a field goal.
The pass there complete to Sutton. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on third down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with him trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. They'll look to throw here on first down. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah.
Well, those have been a problem for him all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 2nd and 13. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. This fielded right at the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. And this one's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 55 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And nearly another interception. Well, it would have been his 3rd of the game, but this time he couldn't hang on. A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. It's caught by Davis. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. Here's a give up the middle. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he stopped immediately there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. from the shotgun. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And taken right on the 30. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. Since emerging from the locker room at intermission, he's looked pretty sharp, hasn't he?
He's running in this 3rd quarter like he got the orange slices at the half.
Oh, yeah.
You remember when we were kids?
He got the orange slices, not the carrot stick.
Oh, boy.
There was always that mom, wasn't there?
There's always that mom. Wasn't yours, wasn't mine. All right, they brought the carrot sticks. But this guy, orange slices, and been reading the Surface tablet, watching the defenses, and he's made some nice adjustments.
This now a 3rd and 4. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. And they'll run it here. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. This offense on 3rd down today, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. So here are the Raiders now to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And now a hook up downfield on 2nd down. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one covers 29 yards. 1st down.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Good gain there on 1st down, and keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They're in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's in! Touchdown, Raiders! A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Raiders are closing in on a third straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. And coming out now, the Broncos. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. And they'll begin by running the option. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. So he is able to turn that into positive yardage, but I think it's fair to say that those are not the shots you're wanting your quarterback to have to absorb.
And he has to know sometimes when to say when. You have to know when to give yourself up.
Now the ball comes loose, and the Raiders pick it up. There he goes left side. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a two-possession game. It is a two-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
Here's 2nd and 7. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Well, things obviously not going their way. Trailing here in the fourth quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra yardage.
We all know it's an intense game and things can get heated.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Raiders have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. Carlson now to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Broncos first down, and he'll have it by plenty as it turns out to be a big gainer there on 4th down. Over the middle, complete. That's Jacobs. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Back to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Broncos have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. The extra point up and good. And the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And it's the Raiders that'll come up with it. And that will put victory in sight for the silver and black. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Now back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Here's 3rd and 3. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to have a Raider first down. And that should be the one that finishes the script here. And they will take a knee here. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for Las Vegas, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for Denver, they're going to fall to 3-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. Celebration time tonight on the Strip as we say so long from Las Vegas.